What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Let's get into the Monday, June 30th action in the MLB. As we close out the month of June, we'll get into this short slate. Sometimes these are the best, as we do have a little bit of a segue into the new week and out of these weekend series that we saw a lot of great baseball. For me, recap from what we had going on in the weekend. We had a little bit of a kind of a split. Some days we took just a slight percentage up in unit size for a game, but it was more so just like 2-2 on Saturday, 2-2 on Sunday, with a couple plus 130, 135s in there that allowed for some slight profit, but not enough to kind of ride home on. But I want to share with you guys kind of what we did yesterday, a little bit of a zinger we threw out there on the Discord, a kind of cross-sport parlay between the men's national team there in the United States going against Costa Rica versus combined with the likes of Tarek Skubal. Outstanding start last night for that lefty. Killing his K-prop and also going deep into the game. Not as deep as I thought, but they kind of keep him on that 100 pitch kind of pitch count there. So that's a one thing with those strikeout artists is you kind of have to worry about them with player outs going deep into ball games. Even though he had a one-hitter and a shutout, it's still something with health that they do take into consideration, especially prior to the All-Star break. All right, so let's get into the action today. For those of you that are new to the channel, all I ask in return, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and join us. Let's get into the board. Like I said, guys, if you haven't used the Discord, there is a link down below, completely free. Come over, chop it up with us. We do talk picks every single day. Just there are some rules, so keep it clean, and we'll get into the action right now as we break it in within Outlier. Okay, so if you aren't using Outlier, I personally think you're at a disadvantage. 7-day free trial, links down below. That is the tool that I trust and use day in and day out, along with a couple other ones, but it really does, quite frankly, streamline this whole process of navigating picks and getting down to the best odds available, amongst a lot of other things that do come into my day-to-day. All right, so as we look into the first game, San Diego and Philadelphia, this is one where, personally, guys, I think that as we look for Zach Wheeler at home, this is a great opportunity to get behind this, actually potentially Cy Young candidate, 2.45 ERA, 7-3 on the year. He could go on an insane stretch here, but I do think that the other storyline that we have to talk about is Waldron. Okay, now Waldron, conversely, for San Diego, it's been a minute. It's going to be real. It's been a minute since he's taken the hill, and I think that the Phillies, $2.15 is just a little bit too steep, and they have not been playing the best baseball. Okay, if you look at some of their past performances, going against Cincinnati, losing 2 of 3, and kind of uglily, if you do want to make that a word. All right, 8-1 in that first game, and then I think they were able to score 6 and win game 2, but losing 3-2 on that getaway game against Cincinnati yesterday. For me, this is kind of a too expensive to lay it with Philly, unless you're going to lay the run line. Unless you want to pay up and play the not the bat in the 9th inning on DraftKings, that's kind of how I would approach this. Okay, one thing to note, though, as we look at the likes of the Padres and Philadelphia Phillies, as we look at their last 10 games, there is a very glaring trend where at least 60% of the last 10 have went under the total of 9. Okay, so if you do like a lower scoring total with Wheeler on the bump, you think that maybe the Philly struggles to hit. I personally think it's going to be kind of a tune-up game for them offensively. I personally would look into the Philadelphia team total. I just don't want to get behind a $2.15 money line price, and unless you're going to pair that up with something along the lines of, for example, the Tampa Bay Rays going against the A's, that would be probably the only other dance partner that I see kind of in that conversation. That's worth doing. So that's the only way that I would probably approach that within Philly. Okay, so that's kind of how I break it down. Lean towards under in Philadelphia, maybe even a same game parlay. I think there's a little bit better bets out there that you could stay away from this game potentially. Also, it is a shorter slate, so just because it's not somewhere where you have to have 3 baseball picks every single day. Okay, only bet what you like and only what you think that you have an edge in when it comes down to it, because it's not going to be good over the long haul if you're forcing picks. Okay, the next one that we were going to get into, another game of note actually, is Eric Fetty taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates and Andrew Heaney. I think this one sets up for a very interesting matchup because the Pirates, if you guys haven't been following them, which a lot of people don't. First, I'll lead off with St. Louis. St. Louis has won 3 of their last 5. They're hitting the cover off of the baseball. They took care of business whole-handedly against the Guardians, and as they took a 3-game sweep in Cleveland, it's pretty important to understand that they've plated 21 runs over the last 3 games, okay? So 3-0, going against Cleveland, and Pittsburgh, conversely, they took 3 games against the Mets, and they scored a collective 30 runs in those 3 games. So pretty much in terms of the Cardinals and Pirates, a very strong show of efficiency there offensively. So that's where you can make the argument that we will go over the total between St. Louis and Pittsburgh. I do think it's going to be a little bit weird within the weather today. Maybe a little sticky ball. Not traveling as much, but I don't know. They're going to be playing on the river. It's going to be humid. We might get some rain in that game, but I do think that the Pittsburgh St. Louis game going over the total, following that trend, it's still viable. We'll see what happens, but I do think that St. Louis stays hot. If I was going to bet this game, though, I do like the Cardinals on the road at a $1.24 price. That's the best number out there available on FanDuel. Cardinals minus 24 would be my lean. Okay, Yankees and Blue Jays, got to get Judge back and up and running. That's going to be one where we look at Rodon and Scherzer. And it's kind of interesting because if you look at kind of what Scherzer was able to do, it's kind of getting a little bit unfortunate watching these baseball games. And what I mean by that is some of the guys that we grew up like just I was left-handed, but some of these people that, pitchers just idolize the legends of the game, right? We're talking Scherzers, we're talking Verlanders. They're getting beat around a little bit, okay? Just not the same pitchers. The Father Time definitely does have a seat on the bench there when it comes to pitcher lifespan. And I think that when we look at this, guys, this is a 5-inning top game for Scherzer going against the Yankees. They are in Toronto. I think this is a very opportunistic spot. If me personally for taking the New York Yankees, I just don't trust their numbers offensively. Okay, and if you want to kind of get into some of their stats, they kind of bounced back yesterday, scoring 12 against the A's, and I would kind of get behind them here. I'm just being honest with you guys. I think Scherzer's that kind of pitcher that it's feast or famine there for the Yankees, and if I was going to bet this game, I would be on the side of the road team in division, minus 145, taking the New York Yankees, and I do think that there is an avenue where that Yankees team total shines through pretty good, and if I was going to bet it, I think it is a little bit more advantageous at minus 110, taking the Yankees to score 5. So that probably would be my best bet in this game between the Yankees and the Blue Jays, but no official play. The next game I will have an official play in. We get to see Burns going against Garrett Crochet. This is a very sharp game, and this is one that could go by the wayside very, very quickly. Okay, Chase Burns, young pitcher. Okay, one of the shining stars there for the Reds in their farm system, making his debut, his first outing on the year, going against the Yankees. 5 innings pitched. We saw 3 earned runs. Gave up a bomb, went 81 pitches, which I thought was pretty interesting. But we did see a lot of what his potential could be. 1.2 whip. I still think he, was going against the Yankees, and I think they were actually kind of struggling at that time. This was back towards the later part of June. I think it was just last week, to be honest. But I still think that the Cincinnati Reds here, plus 160, that's a lot of value for a team that's playing decent baseball. Okay. But I think that in this game, I'm going to make the conversation. Garrett Crochet stays hot. And if you want to look into this at a 7.5, juice down to where you see it plus money at 7.5. So this is a flat 8 is what they're saying, that it is getting kind of, the needle is moving towards an 8. For me, I'm taking the under, okay? I'm going to trust it here, trust my numbers. I hate kind of betting sometimes on rookies in some form or fashion, but I'm going to be back in the Red Sox in terms of the under, and I took the minus 130 price of the under 8. Okay, so that will be my best bet, my first one officially that I will give out on the channel. We'll go Red Sox under 8 official play. Okay, and that's just kind of where you got to trust the numbers, and we'll see what happens. I'm going to watch this kid throw tonight, 7 o'clock, first pitch. All right, on the East Coast. A's and Athletics. This came very close to making my card. Like I said, I kind of favor a Tampa Bay, Philadelphia moneyline parlay. Gets you a little bit more than plus money in that regard. But Rasmussen going against Lopez. I think this is also an over 8. Okay, there's going to be some rain a little bit, but I think this is the Athletics and the Rays. I see nothing but maybe Rays winning this game and scoring a bunch of runs. Okay, that's just where my head's at. The over 8.5 at plus 105 is attractive. You get that 4-4 win, auto win, but that's kind of where my head's at. Did lose the last. The only two losses, or the only loss I had yesterday, was on the side of the Rays, backing them side. And the total, so maybe getting a little bit more trigger happy within the recency bias with the Rays and kind of how they've been hitting the baseball. Best record in baseball in the month of June, I believe. So that's kind of where you look for the Rays in this spot to continue this on this Monday. I think they keep it rolling. Okay, so I do like the Rays. I do like the Rays team total, and I like the full game total as well. Orioles and Rangers. Okay, we do get a Trevor Rogers matchup going against Patrick Corbin, and for as good as Patrick Corbin did start out, he has not really been towing the. Basically, he's not been doing his job. Okay, I think that there's a lot of regression, I should say, being seen by Patrick Corbin. And as we talk about him in his last couple outings, the numbers speak for themselves. He goes 5 innings. It's just, will he give up more than 2 earned runs? And in that conversation, he's not been going deep into the games. He's been getting hit up a little bit. We've seen his opponent batting average climb a lot. Basically was in the 230s, 240s, and now getting up into the 258s, where he has been essentially for the month of June, giving up an allowed 277 batting average on the month of June. So that's going to be something. Or if we look kind of for the full, for the full month of June, average is 277 allowed. So I think that regression that we are seeing from him, he's given up a lot more hits too. Last outing, 9 hits allowed against Baltimore, and these aren't really the best clubs in the world to kind of count for offense. So I think that this is where Baltimore and Texas, I like Baltimore here. Okay, I'm going to fade Patrick Corbin. We're going to go back to the well. We used to do this a lot. I'm going to take the Orioles here. Stay hot. They've been playing some good ball, hitting the baseball too. Minus 110 for the Orioles as they look to defeat the Texas Rangers. And that's kind of where I have my second official best bet. Okay, Giants and Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks are a fickle team. Both of these teams are very fickle right now to handicap. You're looking kind of Logan Webb going against Nelson. It's Diamondbacks at home. They're missing Corbin Carroll, and Logan Webb has seen some numbers regress a little bit as well. So for me, it's Diamondbacks or nothing at plus 135, but I don't love that one whatsoever. In the last game, Royals and Mariners, Kirby at home. Any other given year, this would be a auto play for me, taking the Mariners and Kirby pitching at home, going against the Royals especially. But Kirby 1-4 on the year, 5.4 ERA. You can kind of split up his home versus road splits and get to a Mariners play. But at $1.55, I'm not going to get involved whatsoever, so this will be a pass as well. Okay, so those are my best bets, just 2 of them, but I gave you guys some leans along the way. Appreciate you all tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. But the 2 best bets, we will give out the under in the Red Sox and the Reds game at 8 at a minus 130 price, as well as Baltimore and the money line on that at minus 110. So good luck out there. Leave a comment down below what you all be betting in this slate on Monday, and we'll see you guys all in the next video as we get into the July 4th holiday weekend. So stay tuned, and remember to subscribe down below on your way out. Have a great rest of your evening. Cheers.